I met Alan first. I was set up on a blind date with Alan during a time when I was in law school, and we were kind of on different tracks in our lives. And a few years later, I was introduced to Louarn and ended up being roommates with her. I saw how philanthropic she was and learned a lot from her. And so one day I set them up.
I was interested in someone who was giving back to their community. If you're giving back to your community, then you know there's some really good qualities in that person.
Outside of the chemistry, I'm always looking to values, and one of my values is service, and it became very obviously that was one of Louarn's. So that was the initial glue that brought us together, and continues to this day.
I had already been talking with Diane Cox, and we were going to put together this big basket project to do a little something to help these kids that were transitioning with no families. And as soon as I mentioned it to Louarn, she said, I want you to speak at my luncheon, I want you to see if we can get the women to help, and she just jumped right in with both feet.
Jeanette explained to me that Louarn would be the person that would recruit many people from the community to help us with this very important mission.
Jeanette, Dave, Diane Cox, and I decided after we did a wonderful little Christmas project that we wanted to raise awareness. It didn't take long before we gathered our friends and shamelessly involved everyone we possibly could who were more than happy to be involved in this. And the programs, the just-in-time programs began.
Louarn is a connector. And one of the biggest connections that Louarn made for Just in Time was her husband, Alan.
That's when I first heard about foster care, and then as a result of Louarn's getting involved with it and hearing about the plight of 18-year-olds being handed their clothes in a bag and thinking about my own daughter and what she would have done in a situation like that, it was just very compelling for me.
About the time that we were growing Just in Time, we were also founding partners in Social Venture Partners, and there's so much talent and those wonderful resources that it just was a natural way to combine what was happening with both organizations. The timing was perfect.
And I've been involved with a lot of startup nonprofits, and most of them don't go anywhere. And the fact that the Just in Time was able to come in and take advantage of all those opportunities and keep on growing, and then ultimately to become an investee and is still getting resources as of today, I think is a great compliment to Just in Time.
Every time we come to a program and hear the youth, it just makes me very proud that I was part of forming an organization that's making a difference, moving the needle for this population. My most passionate project and the thing I'm most proud of is Just in Time.
I see Alan and Louarn as a connector and as a visionary, and together they build. And that's really the power of the two of them, and that's the power they bring to Just in Time and to other organizations all throughout San Diego they've supported for years and years.
I truly believe there'd be a big hole in the nonprofit community without Alan and Louarn Sorkin. They brought so much energy and effort and ideas and creativity and passion to San Diego, and so many organizations and so many people who are in need would have so much less without them being here. And I think they're really irreplaceable.
In the early days of Just in Time, Louarn was one of those people that inspired confidence. She always made us feel like we were going to get everything that we needed for the young people that we were serving. It was part of her mission. She used to call it the shameless ask. She would tell everybody and anybody that she met, even standing in the line of a fast food place, she would tell them about Just in Time and our mission. And next thing you know, they'd be sending a donation or coming to volunteer.
I've always felt everyone's willing and ready to help. They just haven't been asked. So I don't have any problem asking, and so that became the shameless ask.
If somebody has a passion or an interest, let them start anywhere. And that will ultimately develop into, hopefully, a cause and stepping up their game to get more involved.
The lessons I learned from Alan and Louarn that really have stuck with me in the leadership role that I that I have now with the nonprofit I work for is service. And that's number one above all else.
Alan is one of the few people who kind of intimidates me because I really look up to what he's done and what the impact he's had in San Diego and in the nonprofit space. And I really wish that I could have half the impact he's had over the years.
Louarn, I love your outfit tonight. And Alan and Louarn, thank you for everything you've taught me. And keep inspiring young people like me.
Alan and Louarn, I can't thank you enough for your many years of friendship. The difference you've made in my life just by your mentorship to me has been huge, and I just appreciate it more than you'll ever understand.
Louarn and Alan, thank you so much for all you've done for the youth that we serve. Like so many people in this room, I admire you greatly, but I also love what you've done for Just in Time, for me personally, and for the young people in this room and the ones who have come before them. We all love you and we thank you so much.